Hello and welcome to Buddhistdoor Global's weekly news review. I'm Dr. Justin Whitaker, Senior Correspondent for BDG. In this week's news, the Dalai Lama has congratulated Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on their election victory. His Holiness the Dalai Lama on Sunday sent a warm letter of congratulations to U.S. President-elect Joe Biden, commending him for his election victory, which was announced by major media outlets over the past weekend, following a tumultuous campaign and hard-fought victory. The Tibetan spiritual leader opened his message with an expression of admiration for the United States as an anchor of liberty, democracy, religious freedom, and the rule of law, emphasizing the hope that U.S. represents as a symbol of democracy and a leader of the free world. His Holiness urged Biden to use his time in office to contribute to building a more peaceful world while addressing the increasingly urgent need to relieve poverty and injustice and mitigate the impact of climate change. In the United States, Dharma Realm Buddhist University in California adjusts to life with COVID-19. Dharma Realm Buddhist University, DRBU, in the rural northern Californian town of Ukiah, some 185 kilometers north of San Francisco, has faced struggles familiar to many in the world and North America during the pandemic. Nonetheless, DRBU and the larger city of 10,000 Buddhas, where it is located, closed to the public and began the work of helping those students who wish to return home, buying plane tickets, driving students to the airport, arranging personal protective equipment for their travel, and storing belongings during their absence. DRBU also launched a global effort to gather and donate PPE to first responders in the area, reporting at the end of April that they had facilitated the donation of some 200,000 items of PPE. In June, students graduated with an online celebration ceremony, and this semester the university has continued on with hybrid classes and sessions open to the public. DNA evidence confirms that a Buddhist cave in Tibet was home to a mysterious human ancestor. In a groundbreaking development for the world of archaeology and anthropogeny, new DNA evidence has confirmed that a Himalayan cave high on the Tibetan plateau was once home to members of a mysterious species of prehistoric humans known as Denisovans. Research recently published in the Journal of Science has revealed. Researchers led by China's Lanzhou University, backed by archaeologists, geologists, and geneticists from Australia, Germany, and the United States, said that the new DNA and archaeological evidence demonstrated the long-term presence of humans at high altitude some 120,000 years earlier than previously understood. Modern humans were not thought to have inhabited the Tibetan plateau until some 40,000 years ago. The find confirms that the first modern hominins to inhabit the area were not Neanderthals as previously assumed, instead showing that Denisovan populations are more likely to have been widespread and not limited to Siberia, where the only previously known fossil fragments were discovered in 2010. In Thailand, Buddhist monks have been prohibited from taking part in ongoing protests. Buddhist monks in Thailand have been ordered by the country's National Office of Buddhism to abstain from participating in the ongoing anti-government protests there. NOB Director Narang Sangaram made the announcement last week as Buddhist monks have been seen and photographed among the protesters in recent days. The NOB and the Sangha Supreme Council of Thailand had already established rules for monks forbidding political activity. Thus far, the protests, led mostly by college and high school students opposing military influence in the classroom, have not featured many monks. The protesters have issued 3 primary demands, a list that has changed over time and has expanded to as many as 10 specific demands: the dissolution of parliament and the resignation of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, further limits to the power of the monarchy, and the drafting of a new constitution. This month, several monks were spotted among the protesters, which has led to the current action. And finally, minorities in Bangladesh are protesting against oppression across the country. The Bangladesh Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council organized a program of mass sit-ins and demonstrations across the country on November 8th to protest against attacks, arson, torture, and killings of religious minorities in Bangladesh. As part of the protest, they formed a human chain and rallies from 10 a.m. to noon at major intersections by district, sub-district, metropolitan, and divisional headquarters across the country. According to leaders, in the 7 months from March to September this year, 17 people have died as a result of communal attacks, with 10 victims of attempted murder. 11 people have been threatened with death, while 30 have been victims of rape, gang rape, and torture. 3 have been victims of attempted rape, 3 people committed suicide due to indecency, and 23 were abducted, 3 are missing, and 27 religious sites have been vandalized. That is all for this week's BDG News Review. If you enjoy regular news videos delivered to you each week, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with friends. We appreciate your support and feedback in the comments below. Be sure to check out our website, Buddhistdoor.net, for these stories along with features and special coverage of Buddhism around the world.